What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to Boxem Office Hours. It was good to see a bunch of guys on the free class last night. Super good time. Lots of game was dropped, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys are watching on the replay, we've got a brand new free class coming for you on Wednesday as well. So we're partnered up with a $10 million plus Amazon seller, and he's going to be presenting all things wholesale for you guys. So if you want to see a brand new Amazon class, that'll be next Wednesday. It'll be a super good time. Completely new class showing you guys how to get into wholesale for any of you guys that have been kind of getting serious about arbitrage and want to grow things that way. So yeah, we'll see you guys again very soon on that. We're super excited for that.
Ooh, okay. Interesting question here from Carter. Carter says, can we ship FBM orders with the $2.5 label plug labels? I sent over 100 and never had any issues. Definitely would recommend against that, man. Unfortunately, just because those labels, like those shipping costs don't exist, honestly, for legit labels. Like you can't just go to USPS and pay that. So in every case that I've seen of stuff like that, unfortunately, those are like pretty much illegal. Right there. So I definitely not
those are mail fraud, my friend. So you should stop doing that.
Basically, like either stolen credit cards or something like something along those lines, basically. But you definitely want to avoid stuff like that, unfortunately. Right there.
Yeah, general rule of thumb with anything that's maybe a little too good to be true, that kind of thing. Super cheap shipping, stuff on Telegram that's way cheaper than normal for that brand name product that you want to resell. Just like, do a little due diligence on that kind of stuff. Yep. What's up, LOL?
LOL.
For sure, yeah. Got you, man. I know a lot of you guys have been loving all the new Boxem updates as well. We added a full LTL shipment flow. So best LTL shipment flow on the market, and a bunch of stuff that we showed a few weeks ago, but some crazy quality of life. Making shipments on Boxem is faster than anything else. So make sure you guys check it out if you want to. If you guys make FBA shipments and want to know how much money your business is making, be really good for you. Best stores for beginners doing retail arbitrage. Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, like those are the standard ones. What's going to be really good is like local discount stores that you have, like ideally like some regional stores, stuff like that. Like the Northeast, couple other places have like Grocery Outlet, right? That's a pretty popular one that's kind of limited. And any store that is like geographically limited. Like think about like HEB in Texas, right? People leave Texas, but they still have like their favorites that they got and they were HEB brand and that kind of thing, right? And then they're paying a premium for that. Honestly, just like you can find stuff everywhere, but the worst places are like the biggest stores that are everywhere and don't run discounts, like Walmart and Target and that kind of thing. There can be some fines there for sure. And like actually right now is a good example of when there are. It's like clearance season at Walmart. This time every year, they're kind of like killing some toys and planning for Christmas. So they're killing a bunch of toys that they're not going to carry this Christmas right now on the clearance aisles. And then they're going to replace it and get a whole bunch of new stuff by Christmas.
Yep. Is there any way to do bulk orders for OA and still make profit if you don't have enough for wholesale? Yep. Yeah, bro. So Damad, you were in here yesterday saying you only had $1,500, man. Like there's people spending $1 million a month profitably with the OA stuff. So yeah, totally, bro. Yeah. Minimum ROI on OA. If it's a low return product, like 25%, you can even go lower than that. If it's a no return product or really, really low return product. For like most standard items, though, 30% is going to be the minimum you're going to want to go with.
Yeah, for sure. For right now, Boxem is just for Amazon sellers. Yeah. But yeah, we got some good ideas in the works for sure, but just for Amazon sellers at the moment, kind of the best back-end tool for Amazon sellers specifically right now.
Yep.
Can you combine two? For sure. You could do 10 different invoices, 100 different invoices if you really wanted to.
Yeah, luckily with the Amazon ungating requirements, right? It's just 10 plus across invoice or invoices, basically. So you're good to go on that and everything, man. Yep. How do you send to Amazon if it's individual units, but the listing is a 3-pack, for example? Yeah. So I'll actually pull it up and show you here, honestly. Just give me 1 sec. I'll pop it up here. But you can print sold as set stickers in Boxem and put those on the outside of the poly mailers there. Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Charlie, here's a good question. Do you have a video on what happens with returns? I think I have a video on returns. If not, then I need to add it to the list and get it made. But yeah, general like basic rule is return gets shipped back to the warehouse. The warehouse is either going to ship it back in your inventory or back to you if they think it's damaged. And then the stuff that they think is damaged, a lot of times they just click the wrong button and you can send back in. If it is actually damaged, then like sell it on eBay basically.
I got approx $7 profit with ROI is 12%. Do you think it's good to jump on that? Almost certainly no, unless there's like an opportunity to prime bump or basically list it higher. So if it's like a bunch of FBM people on it, you can always price higher FBA, but very unlikely that's going to be the case on something like that. So you really want to set that ROI minimum at 30% for almost every product.
Yeah. Plus, like if you're going to get a return, that's going to typically the first return you get is going to remove all the profit on like a 30% ROI. So let's say you buy an item, it gets returned, you sell it again, then you've made no money, but the profit on the second sale paid for the returns cost, if that makes sense. So if you're buying stuff at 12% ROI, every return you get is going to cost you 3 sales worth of profit, basically. And that's assuming you're able to get the item sold in the same condition and that kind of thing. So that, yeah, just the costs add up a little bit.
Yeah, you got some, yeah. Boom. So check it out. So say this was a bundle listing that you wanted to print those sold as set stickers. So this is in step 2 of the Boxem shipment flow. All we need to do to get those labels, guys, is just go here to print and then go to other labels. And then here we can get those sold as set sticker labels or suffocation warning labels or fragile ones or whatever you want. Labels right here, YOLO, right? So you literally put whatever you want on there, right? So we can see fragile, you know, you could do, this is a really optimal one, this side up, ones as well, right? And everything, so that's a very, very good thing right there. And everything right. And then literally just go from there. We can print those FNSKUs too. Boom, pop those bad boys up right there. Bada bing, right there, FNSKUs, right? And we can create new boxes. Say we want to do, you know, 2 units per box here. We just go here, boom, split all across the boxes, bang. Gotta love it, right? We can bulk edit those boxes too. So say you're doing like, you know, 10 by 10 by 10, 12 pound boxes. We can apply that to all, bang, beautiful, right? And that's going to automatically update those all right there. So just makes things significantly easier. We got tons of new features coming soon too as well, but just kind of one of those like quality of life, like really helpful things is going to be those custom labels right there. Sold as a set, fragile, suffocation warning, this side up, et cetera right there. So yeah, good stuff, you guys.
For sure. Yeah. Let us keep the questions rolling here. You guys got some good vibes today for sure. Let's see. You don't know like specific prep center recommendations, just, you know, Google Prep Center Oregon, Prep Center Montana, that kind of thing. And it's really not hard. There's a lot of, they're just third-party business. They want your business. It's not hard to find. It's not like a wholesaler and that kind of thing where it's a lot of legwork to like, you know, to find a crazy one basically.
Yeah, thank you, Miles. You guys own Boxem. It looks like it was made by super smart people. Yes, it was made by our awesome team. Yeah, they're going to like that comment too, as well. Yep. Can you ungate using Target? Yes. Yeah, all big websites, guys. Yeah, all big websites right there. Yep. Yeah, can I ungate groceries? Yeah, you can ungate any brand using Target. Yeah, the nice thing is Amazon, you know, they just trust big, you know, big retail websites and big suppliers, and nothing's really bigger than Target, Walmart, Costco, et cetera, any of the brand websites too. So if you buy, you know, XYZ brand, whatever, and it's coming from the brand website, you're going to be good to go with that too for ungating as well.
Yep. Got a very rich man in chat today. What up, Sadiq?
Bro, deep cleaning for that coat.
How you doing?
Boy. I watched a 4-year-old video the other day. You boys are from day one still going strong. Yes, sir. Of course, man. Appreciate you digging back in the day too. We actually started streaming 4 years ago. Next month was when we started streaming that thing. So yeah.
I realized I'm coming up on I think 6 years of YouTube. Like my oldest video, like 5 or 6 years old.
Dang.
Consistently
cool.
for 5 years though.
Yeah, the book ones.
Yeah, a couple book videos way back in the day. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's what's up.
Seeing Cote every time you close your eyes. Very true. Sweet. When you send your items to Amazon, can the box be mixed with different items? Yeah, for sure. I think technically there's 100 unit maximum per box that I learned the other day, but I've literally never run into it or seen anyone else run into it. Because that'd be kind of insane. It'd be like 100 really tiny products you only have 1 unit of, I guess. But yeah, for all you know, most purposes, it's as many as you need.
So good question here from Andrew. He says, I posted a listing for some boxers that were for sale or that were on sale from JCPenney's. They were profitable as FBM, and I haven't gotten a sale since I posted them. It's been almost 3 weeks. Any recommendations? Yeah, so most likely that listing isn't FBM friendly. So your best friend for this, Andrew, is going to be going on Keepa and hitting data and then buy box statistics. Right? So going and hitting data and then buy box stats and then seeing who's getting the buy box. And then you can go ahead and look at why. I pretty much guarantee you're not getting the buy box, right? And then you can take a look at why, right? And it's either going to be pricing, you're not price competitive, or your delivery dates are way behind the people that are getting sales, or it's you're listed FBM, which obviously is the case, but you're listed on at FBA or FBM and all the people getting buy box are FBA. Right. So yeah, so it's going to be one of those, bro. And that's a really, really good question. It's really important. It's a major skill is knowing how to tell what is and isn't FBM friendly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Andrew, you can check out, we both have really good FBM guides on YouTube. So if you want to see how to like set up the shipping templates and, you know, see what items are good for FBM and what aren't, like you can learn everything there basically.
Yep. Yeah. It's really important to go through that too, because we are getting into FBM season time of year. Right. So it's really, really important to make sure you gauge that and tap in with that stuff.
Yep. Knight's got a little rite of passage there. Yeah. If you get like the little 1-page letters, personally, I ignore every single one of them and literally nothing has ever happened. So take that as you will. And that's the approach that most resellers do. A lot of it's just blowing hot air to try to scare, newbies off listings and stuff.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, Andrew, of course, man. Yeah, whatever questions y'all got, let us know. We come here and do this to, provide game to you guys and help you guys get set up the right way with this stuff. And everything, all the way from getting your account set up, getting SellerAmp, getting Keepa set up, making your first sales, all that stuff.
For sure. Keep it up with, good vibes. Keeping up with the old videos. Yeah. A lot of it's pretty much still relevant, especially like the last 2 or 3 years. Like all that it's the exact same stuff, which is nice. Yeah.
Can you explain FBM time of the season of the year, please? Thank you. Yeah, so the second half of the year, there's way more holidays. So people just in general buy stuff more the second half of the year than the first half of the year. And the second half of the year starts in like 2 weeks, basically, right? So people just buy stuff significantly more the second half of the year compared to the first half of the year. So naturally that puts more stress on the market, like more demand on the market. And that leads to less or more FBA sellers selling out, which provides opportunity for FBM sellers to get the buy box, right? Amazon wants you to FBA products. That's why they prioritize FBA in the buy box, because think about it from their perspective, right? They would rather you make a sale that gives them a bunch of fees, and it's better for the customer because they get it quicker because they're buying stuff at Amazon Prime. Meanwhile, with FBM, the shipping company, because you're individually shipping it, they get more of the cost, or I guess like the fees, rather than Amazon, and it gets to the customer slower. So it's a worse customer experience as well. Yeah. That was like a complicated answer, but that is what it comes down to and everything. And understanding that, you can start to think about business the right way, or this business the right way, where you want to, align your incentives with Amazon.
Yep. See what sales rank should you aim? Below like 200K is usually good. If you got like top 2%, that's typically good. It just depends on the category, basically.
Yep. Yeah. And certain categories are bigger than others. Like, for example, groceries really small, but shoes and clothing is really big. So like shoes and clothing can be totally popping on a 500K rank listing, right? And so I dropped a really good Keepa video like 2 weeks ago. You should totally take a look at that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let us know what other questions you guys got here. Probably live for another 15 minutes or so. For sure.
Yeah. And just kind of keeping going with Demat's question. So in terms of like sales rank, so basic product research criteria for your beginners, like $3 plus profit per unit, right? 30% plus ROI, under 200K rank, competition either stable or going up, right? And price either stable, or competition either stable or going down, price either stable or going up. Right there. Yeah. So you want to just basically come at it with that mindset. It becomes significantly easier to find leads.
Yep. Yeah. And we also got Prime Day coming up as well. I know we've been talking about that a little bit, but over the next couple of weeks, try to make sure you guys are buying as much inventory as possible, because there'll be lots of extra customers on the platform, and then there'll also be a bunch of good sales going on. So just be ready for it. It starts July 8th. There'll be lots of lots of sourcing opportunities. Let's see, how do you get doing retail arbitrage? So you'll just buy like the brand you want online, just because you need an invoice that has your address on it, which you can't really get at the store. They're not sitting there writing your address on things. So yeah, you just buy it online, ship it to you, and then all that brand is unlocked next time you hit the store, basically. There's a lot of auto-ungated stuff at the store too, like especially discount stores. There's a reason it ends up there, so it's not like the most premium brand, so you can pretty much sell it right away.
Yep. Question for both maximum sellers you compete with. Great question there. So great question, but it's actually not super relevant because there's amazing listings that have 100 sellers and terrible listings that have 2 sellers. It's all how fast that listing actually sells, right? That's going to be the main key and the main differentiating factor. So for example, if a listing sells 1,000 times a month and has 50 sellers, half of them are price competitive, you could probably grab 10% of that buy box share and make a couple $100 profit off just that listing or more, right? Meanwhile, if a listing sells 12 times a month and there's 6 sellers, you want to pass on that. But if it has 6 sellers and sells 300 times a month, you probably do grab it. Basically, so let me know if that makes sense, LOs. That's like a kind of a complicated question that is, very, very doable to peep and take a look on that,
Yeah, usually not like a hard cap to it. Maybe beyond that Lego listing that that we all got the like 900 sellers.
I've never seen anything like that, man. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
That's still like, I mean, like beyond that, like 150 is like the highest I've ever seen. And then that one random listing got like 800 or 900.
Though. Yeah, I think it was somewhere in the ballpark of 500.
It must have gotten posted in like a ton of groups or something like that too. Like a bunch of Lego investing groups or something like that. Like it has to be. How do you determine if it's genuinely from Amazon? They're never from Amazon if they come in the mail. They're just from their like legal team, basically, like a brand's legal team. And you can talk to a lawyer and that kind of thing if you want like the legal justification behind like what we do being totally fine. But yeah, I ignore it pretty much always.
When buying items from Costco that I'm gated in that don't provide invoices, what would you recommend doing? Yeah, so never worry about like invoices. Just use the order confirmation emails, man. Yeah, so just use the order confirmation emails and you'll be good to go on that.
Yeah, Costco's like the biggest. I think they're technically like the biggest wholesaler in the country
in
too.
the world,
so like,
probably, yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, probably. So I mean, that's if they're not going to take that, then like, they do take it though. You'll see a bunch of people selling like Kirkland, right? Same logic behind Walmart brands and Target brands, stuff like that. Like there'd be 0 sellers if that wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
When you're doing OA, if you're going to buy an item and the photo description is saying they have a different UPC? Yeah, those can be good because like a lot of times like the tools that like claim to like automatically find products, they're always blind to the best products. That being one of the examples of really good products. But as long as like the customer's getting what they're happy with, general rule, like look at what you're buying compared to the Amazon listing. Would I be happy receiving this product? And in that case, it sounds like, yeah, it's just a different UPC, but the customer's getting exactly what they want on the picture and description.
Oh, even Miles had the fresh trim recently, bro. Dude, I appreciate you, fam. It was like a month ago or so. Yeah, a month ago right there. Did we hit Moo's question on competing with Amazon here?
You got it.
Cool. Yeah, so, right. Some listings Amazon shares buy box on, some listings Amazon doesn't share buy box on, and you just want to buy the listings that Amazon does share buy box. So if you're looking at a keep it chart and it's like really, really blocky, you want to avoid that, whether Amazon's on it or not, right? And if you look at a keep it chart and the bottom, the competition chart has like a beautiful movement flowing down or flowing nice and steady, right? And Amazon's on it or Amazon's not on it, that's good regardless. So it's not necessarily if Amazon's on it or not, it's if it's a good keep it chart.
For sure. Yeah, like a Rolo. This guy right here.
Bad Rolo. You guys recommend buying leads? It can be helpful when you're a beginner, but it's way better to just kind of get the ball rolling on your own. Maybe find some other sellers, literally just in the chat here, something to work with. And that's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more sustainable, honestly.
Yeah, maybe like month 1 if you have a lot of money. He can show you like where to source today, so maybe introduce you to some new websites, new coupons, that kind of thing. But if you buy those leads, they're basically never going to stay profitable unless it's like a really limited, like 5 to 10 person list.
Yeah. Better start out with FBM, online arbitrage, or wholesale, then do FBA for the big winners. You're not going to be able to FBM everything. Primarily, you're actually going to FBA stuff, but listings you can see other people making money on FBM, you can FBM.
Yeah, for sure. Much stuff. So 100 per day. How do you? There's a lot. Like there's a lot to that question. Like how do you do it? Just watch. I haven't posted a video today. It might be what you're referencing. Just kind of like showing you the math and logic behind making $100 a day on Amazon, like how to find products, how to make a sale, that kind of thing. As far as pricing, yeah, you can use a repricer after you get like 10 to 15 products in. Be Cool or something like that. There's a lot of like starter repricers out there.
Oh yeah. We'll make a product not to be able to FBM, just other people not FBM. Like there being no sellers FBM pretty much, honestly. Yeah, that's going to be the other main thing.
Generally, because Amazon, all else equal, Amazon's going to give all the sales to an FBA listing. Just better customer service, faster shipping, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's a good sales per month in SellerApp? Yeah, like 30 plus is usually what I'm sourcing for. But I'm also at the same time, like I'm not going to buy a 30 sale per month item with a 28% ROI, right? But if it sells really fast and it's consistent, then I might go down on pricing a little bit. You know, I might buy that 30% lead. Just because like when there's more time in between each sale, that adds more risk for the price to change, right? So you just got to price that in, basically. Just one of those little risks to consider. For sure. Sometime can't do chocolate during the for sure move. Yeah, tried selling it one at FBA. Yeah, so there's like meltable products. So like on SellerApp, you'll see like a little M just marked for meltable when that product melts. And then just keep in mind you can only FBM that during the summer. And usually you'd have to put like cold packs and stuff with it. Sometimes they're not actually meltable, and you can run it up like selling something that everyone else is just assuming is meltable. Yeah.
Damn. Fun facts files. Amazon said stop watching YouTube. Interesting. I have sold significantly more on Amazon, as has Warner.
Yep. Than the $3 an hour virtual assistant they were talking to.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Is it worth upgrading SellerApp subscription because higher tier price increase on 22nd? Yeah, 100%. You guys are in here on a Thursday afternoon watching a live stream on this stuff. You're going to be doing over 1,000 scans per month. Totally. That's actually good on you for bringing that up, dude. Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't yet seen the news, so on the 22nd, SellerApp is doing a price increase purely for new customers on the higher tier plan. So if you want to lock in price hike immunity and even just save some money, furthermore, just getting on the annual plan, now's a great time to do that prior to the 22nd when the price goes up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Just to clarify, if you're an existing SellerApp customer, your price will not go up on you. And we've done a couple times like this, and a lot of people with crazy low prices from the past. So yeah, just lock it in and they won't raise the price on you if you're an existing customer.
Yeah. Do you think FBM is more profitable model or FBA? They both make tons of money. It just like some listings FBA will be better, some listings FBM will be better, and you should totally do both.
Yeah, it depends on the time of year, basically. A lot of times you just can't FBM a good listing. This time of year where it's not that busy, at least relative to like the holidays, that kind of thing. Yeah, same answer for this. Like FBA and FBM are like interchangeable. I noticed like FBA is just like a keyword that people will tend to Google. So that's why you'll see like people putting FBA in the title and stuff. Like we both do that as well.
Yep.
But yeah, it's the same concepts. It's just how you end up selling it to the customer.
Do you guys FBM? Yeah, bro. FBM cooks, man. Yeah. FBM, it just makes sense on certain listings that have a lot more volume, honestly. Yeah, but you got to make sure you have your settings right for FBM too. When you keep getting denied on gating, should you wait a day to reapply? Wait like 12 hours. But honestly, like it just putting in enough submissions and you will get approved. Yeah.
What's up, Johnny? We're at 7 people on the team at the moment, trying to keep it lean and profitable. You know how it goes. Definitely had bigger in the past, but that's pretty solid for what we need. Mostly sourcing and then admin help and a team lead.
Yep. Yeah, ship your returns back to you as well. Will Keepa prices go up? No idea, honestly. I doubt it, but don't give them any ideas, man. You know what I mean? Like Keepa, I think it's been the same price.
It used to be free.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Sweet. Yeah, let us know what other questions you guys got here. Let's see. You have a product likely to melt, not classified as meltable. If you know it's going to melt, even though Amazon doesn't have it like qualified like that, again, the biggest thing to keep in mind is like whatever I'm selling is the customer going to be happy when they receive it.
Yep.
And generally in that case, it sounds like no. So you get returns and bad feedback and stuff like that. So that sounds like one I would avoid personally.
Yep.
What's up, Brian? Got Brian in the cut. Got a FBM,
Brian,
especially starting out. That's facts. That's
Wisconsin
facts.
King. Is
How you
the
doing,
way
man?
to ensure success by choosing the right product or something else? Not really, honestly, because we can all agree what a good listing looks like, right? With the arbitrage model, you sell tons of different stuff at the same time. So we kind of all know what a good listing looks like, at least if you watch a couple Keepa videos. The expertise is in making the products good and sticking around long enough for luck to start to find you and momentum to start to find you.
Yep. Challenges managing the people without them ripping you off. Yeah, just make sure like
$3
the biggest thing, yeah, that's the other thing. Like even if you get completely ripped off, it's not like you hired an American who you're paying 150 a year and they get away with something for 2 months and it's like a lot of overhead, right? Like if you make a bad hire for 2 months, you're out $1,200. You know, like that it doesn't really usually doesn't matter. Like especially in like when you're talking about hiring like virtual assistants and stuff, like it's almost better to overhire at the beginning so that you can see and easily compare with no management experience in the past, like who's a good worker, who's doing well. And then you can trim the fat basically. Yeah, especially like the first time you hire a virtual assistant, I really like hiring two to do the same thing, especially if they're not like stepping on each other's toes to do that. Like you hire two sourcers at the same time, and then it gets way easier, especially if you've never managed people before. To be like, oh wow, this person's clearly a way better kind of like employee.
Yep. Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi? Great question. I have no idea. Top 5 roles for VAs. Really, all they can be doing is admin work or sourcing stuff, or like, I guess theoretically, like wholesale outreach too.
Yeah.
I mean, like video editing, but that's not really needed for most sellers, honestly. It's just whatever's the constraint or part of your business that you need to like keep going, you know?
Yeah. What are like just make a list of all the lowest skill, most time consuming things you do. And those can usually be gotten rid of, which for most Amazon sellers, it's like dealing with the back end things on Amazon, because the most valuable thing you can do is source, where a lot of people will get it wrong. They'll try to outsource all of their sourcing and they'll do no sourcing and they're doing all the work that doesn't actually make you money. It's just managing the business. The only thing that actively makes you money is sourcing products, and that's like the most valuable skill. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Mine chose a 6-figure seller. Hell yeah. Denise says, what's happening with seller amp prices? So nothing for existing users unless you basically nothing for the basic plan. The upgraded plan, the 1,000+ scans a month, is going up for new users. So if you want to lock in that discounted pricing, now's a great time, dude. I'll put a link in the chat too for anyone that's interested as well.
Yeah, on the 22nd that'll kick in, by the way, as well. So
yeah,
basically just get the getting serious plan before the 22nd, and then you won't be affected by the price increase.
Yeah.
Most of you guys probably already have it, and you can grab like the annual to get a big price savings as well.
Yeah. Boom. Right there. Yeah. So it's just on the news site right there. So you can save a good bit of percentage hopping on the annual plan too from that as well.
Yep.
How do you get ungated perfumes, ungating rules, written permission from the brand? So it's either you need written permission from the brand or an invoice. So just do the invoice. Yeah.
Sweet. What's up? He said for FBM, how much capital would you say you need for them to be willing to work with you? For online arbitrage, whatever you can spend, right? You're just buying stuff from a website. They'll sell you $5 for the stuff that you want. With wholesale, generally you can have like 3 to 5K at least. Especially because you're going to be dealing with MOQ. So you're going to be required to buy, $500 of this, $2,000 worth of this, and so on. So like you can eat through a budget pretty quick. And that's also why it's not generally like the best place to start, which actually kind of goes into what Moo was asking, where you're saying, is it good to get into wholesale as a beginner? Like if you're consistently buying things and they're going well for you, then I don't think it's a bad idea. But it's natural. You're going to make some beginner mistakes. So it's better to make those beginner mistakes when you bought 5 of something from a website rather than 500 of something from a wholesaler. And then you're giving that to, you're giving whatever that product is to the family for the next 3 years, trying to get rid of it somehow.
I have a serious monthly plan. Am I good? Yep. Yeah. The key though, too, is that if you want to save even more, Denise, hop on the annual plan, man. Yeah. If you hop on the annual plan, you can save even more there too. Yeah. Any luck on getting road VD?
Anywhere you found it profitable, yeah.
It wouldn't be luck, dude. Yeah, like if there's other people selling it, you should be good to go on that. Yeah. What Oh, Kajwa, shout out Kajwa, man. That's
Yeah,
love.
Kaj had a good interview the other day. We were chatting like brand direct, wholesale, and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, there'll be lots of good wholesale information next Wednesday as well. I'll drop the link for that again. But
Yeah,
we're going live.
We've never done a free class on
brand
wholesale, guys. Our buddy Corey is going to be leading it. He knows of the space in wholesale, obviously way better than we do. He's an expert, and that's going to be great.
So all of you guys that are interested in getting into wholesale, we're gonna kind of break down the whole game plan of getting into wholesale and really scaling things, finding suppliers, all that kind of stuff with our friend who's sold 8 figures via wholesale on the next free class.
Class was awesome last night. Thanks. Hey, we got you. Come on, tap in for the wholesale one next week as well. Let's get to it here, guys. So yeah, definitely want to appreciate everyone for tapping in here today, and we'll keep getting after it, man. Check out some of our recent videos too. As well, we had a lot of good talk on FBM stuff, a lot of good talk on back to school stuff and everything. Good back to school video coming up soon as well. Let's get to it, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in.
Awesome. Yeah. The wholesale class will be on a separate separate link. So I just dropped the link for the wholesale class next Wednesday. But yeah, good to see all you guys. Let's crush it. You guys have a good rest of your day here.